It's been a while, brother.
It's been a while, my brother. You know, what a beautiful place to be.
Yeah, we're living in the same town and we haven't seen each other in maybe a year.
My God. And this is our home, away from home. This is the asylum.
Yeah.
The asylum with a capital A. And it's flooded.
Everything's flooded there.
Yep.
At least a foot of water, a foot and a half. Everywhere in the basement.
In the basement. For those who don't know, I'm filming also. So I'll post the podcast visually, and you can also have it on Spreaker, so you'll see the view that we have. You know, like an inch, maybe a foot of bird and rat crap infested, asbestos filled water.
Filthy water.
It's filthy, man. You know, it's almost as filthy as you know, if you go in the you know, the water
in the jungle.
In the jungle, right? My God. But it's cool, you know. It never ceases to amaze me how much the building is deteriorating every time.
Each time we're back.
Holy shit!
There's new wall or ceiling on the floor.
Yeah, you know, you can see the cracks right there. You know, it's basically. I would say a winter or two away from totally collapsing upon itself. There used to be a wall right there that totally crumbled down. By God, it's incredible.
When we were talking, we went to many places downstate in Canada, and they always make us sign a paper before a waiver before entering any places. And here we're just walking by. Hopefully, we're not getting dead.
We're not getting totally falling to. I almost did years ago, and I fell upstairs. You know,
we film it too.
Yeah, it's out there if you want to see it. The death of a ghost hunter, and I'm still alive, but I almost died. You know, I fell straight on my back.
Yeah, on your back, all the floors and all these staircases was all ice.
Yep.
And you lose foot and you're dropped like a floor story.
Yeah.
And you were laying back on your back and hurting.
And I was just worrying about my camera. If I broke my infrared camera, I can't walk. It doesn't matter. My camera's okay. Holy shit. I love this place because, first of all, we caught a lot of stuff. Not enough to go like, holy shit, this is the most haunted place in the world. Yet, we caught enough stuff to go like, there's something here. So we're still like undecided, unsure. It's not always active. It's not the most active place compared to, let's say, Penhurst or the Island Mansion or other places, even the cemetery we went this afternoon. Yeah. But it's got its own energy.
Yeah, actually, I don't know if it was always a hospital or an asylum. I think it burned twice over the years, and they finally closed it a while ago.
Was it an old
I think it was an old folks' home.
Yeah, it was a priest, a couvent.
Yeah.
You know, for priests, you know, they used to live here. So there was a lot of things, and not being hurtful or whatever, but there must have been a lot of young kids getting it. And you know, where they don't want it.
And the funny thing, we always cut stuff during the day.
Exactly.
Plain daylight.
Yeah, exactly.
At night.
Especially when I say that, you know, remember when we came in about a year ago and we heard like almost even moaning or almost like somebody making out, like somebody was making love inside the building. We're thinking at first, maybe there's kids inside, you know, doing a porn movie or whatever. Yeah. And when we got in and stopped, first of all, if it was animals, why would it stop the minute we put our foot in the building?
Maybe they were scared.
Yeah, maybe. And then we heard that big thing falling on top of us. We were on the second floor. Yeah. You went in, you didn't see anything.
No.
So we never were able to debunk that thing. But the moaning that we heard, we caught it on camera, but it was not as strong as when we heard it with our ears. Yeah. I still can't really shake this one off. I remember the time with the key to his ear that we were saying, walk in front of me right there. Walk this way, walk back this way. We caught Molly. You caught Molly upstairs.
Upstairs on the third floor.
Caught Emma last year with Manon when I came here.
Yeah.
So
I caught weird stuff on the fourth floor, apparently where it burned originally. But it's been so long and we haven't been...
And remember the time I got drained?
Yeah.
We were here with Danny and I got totally drained on the first floor, you know, in that little room. And I said, you can touch me, you can drain, take my energy. And it did. Was it just me being tired or whatever? I don't know. But it's still, when you put it all together, You know, the thing we heard, you know, like, that, was it a speaker? Was it something?
Yeah, I remember that one.
With Pete and Pat, it still buzzes. We heard a moaning. Maybe it was the birds, but it was wintertime, so I'm not sure.
Wintertime. We're Canadian. Sometimes it's minus 20, minus 30. I don't know what it's in Fahrenheit, but it's at least minus 10 for you guys. But there's no animals around or birds or anything. It's
it really sounds like
no insects.
Yeah.
And there's always activity going on, and I mean by activity, hearing stuff doesn't mean it's paranormal. It just where there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Where it's an abandoned asylum.
And I remember when you
it's full of water right now, so there's drippings and stuff like that. But
today we won't be able to do it because there's so many people, kids and everything. But when we did the
filming a
isolation
movie or something, they're shooting a movie upstairs.
Yeah, we did the isolation experience right there. You know, I heard footsteps and everything. But after a while, the fun part is that you know the sounds of the walls, the water dripping, and you know what. You start to know all the sounds, so then you can, you know, debunk, oh, this is just water dripping, this is just the cracking of the building or the wind through the windows and stuff like that, to, oh, I heard footsteps.
Yeah.
But even if you hear footsteps, there's rats, there's a lot of shit here.
Yeah,
birds and...
And last time you were here, we did a little experience, and I left you alone here in the basement at night. And you had tight your eyes, shut your eyes.
Yeah.
With I can't recall what.
With bandana.
Or a scarf. I can't recall. And just in order for you to absorb all the energy around you and adapt to the climate, to be alone, you know, all alone. So
and it was awesome.
It was awesome because you only rely on your senses.
Not seeing changes everything.
Yeah.
Because you feel like it can come at me from everywhere, especially putting yourself in the middle, not to a wall or where you can feel protected by a wall. When you're standing and they can attack you from every side, that's freaking cool,
because
you know?
We spoke about that. We spoke about that before, that expectation sometimes it ruins the experience. So when at least you're shutting your eyes or just absorbing the energy and just relying on your senses, it's a different experience.
It's way cooler.
Instead of a tool or a key 2 or a millimeter or anything.
Which can be influenced by natural geomagnetic fields in the earth. Now you can't... Because that's the thing, that's the reason why you see TV shows that they don't use K2s and millimeters anymore. It's that it's been debunked, you know. It's been like, okay, yeah, we still carry it around because I'm not saying it doesn't work, but what happens is that there's... so many ways you can have EMF.
Only by cameras.
Our cameras are
stuff are all around that. Not
our
only
speakers,
cell phone, everything can influence the.
Just one cell phone that is not on airplane mode, and bam, key to it. So that's why, you know, unless you're in the middle of jungle with no cell phones and everything, but just the cameras you carry around, they do EMF. So that's why I don't really rely on this anymore. So basically, we're down to.
Nothing much left if you want to, but I think it's funnier to investigate only with your basic stuff, camera, maybe a recorder, and,
the ghost box.
Yeah, we still love the ghost box because it's fun, and we always got nice and not so nice voices.
Yeah, exactly. Years. That is pretty hard to debunk.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you know, relying on what we said so many times, the best piece of equipment, which is ourselves. And that's the best thing to do. Because then when you feel something, if the spirit activity, they should be able to move piece of paper or, you know, like, you know, a candle, you know, make it move by, you know. Yeah.
Just like in the old days.
The old days. Yeah. Exactly, and we don't need like the X camera or whatever that you don't even know how it's made, you know. And I read something with Bill Chappell, love Bill. You know, he said they didn't believe in paranormal activity, which is weird for a guy, you know, doing all the equipment.
He's making good toys, but
exactly.
I spoke with him before. Me too. It's my theory. It's I'm not sure it's even ghost, but for sure it's mind over matter.
Yeah,
Eventually.
definitely.
I'm sure it's mind over matter, and you can even record your own thoughts sometimes. And like I said, expectation, it ruins everything, because just let's say, just asking your name, you know your own name, and you record our own names, and I don't know, I'm sure it's mind over matter.
It
Do
does.
you see something?
Yeah, just something move at the end, but it could be a bird or I don't know, something dark through my camera.
We've been told by the owner when we came a little earlier today that there were a bunch of kids yesterday at night, and they were doing the Ouija, and they apparently left it here.
They got scared.
They got scared.
It is a scary place at night.
Yeah.
It's scary at day.
We couldn't find it though,
No.
unfortunately.
We didn't find a Ouija.
Yeah, we didn't
No.
find a Ouija.
But that's the thing, like we talk about the equipment, but I think that the best thing to do when you go to a building is to let the building speak to you and not have like a game plan. I don't really think that having a game plan, okay, we're an hour here, an hour on the second floor. You let the investigation take you where the investigation takes you. Like when you have a CSI, or forensic investigators going to a murder scene, do they go like, no, they follow the evidence.
Yeah, we're trying to be as much as objective as we can be, because there's so much thing that can influence your perception, your beliefs, and just the expectation that going there and finding stuff or read stuff over the internet and look for those evidence and find them too, because you're expecting. And it's been reported that you can handcraft a ghost and tell people story about that place, and it's all fiction, and eventually they'll cut that ghost. I'm sure still
Created with their own minds by wishing so much, and I think it's the same thing with a lot of stuff that we do. Sometimes, when we do ghost box, I'm not saying that we never caught anything, but sometimes, we go like, oh my God, I heard this. And then when you review it later, you go like, no, it was not that. Or sometimes when you review it later, you catch stuff that you didn't catch when you were there. The best example was when we were to Rolling Hills. And I was taking pictures in the staircase. And one frame, we got a full freaking body apparition.
Yeah.
And it's not me, it's nobody outside, because that was like the third floor. Everybody was shooting the movie on the first floor. And that was like, I'm not saying it was a ghost, but I'm saying it was a paranormal.
It's a good pareidolia, for
sure. It's a good paranormal, because paranormal is something out of normal. Doesn't mean it's a ghost, doesn't mean it's an alien, doesn't mean it's
just unexplained right now.
Unexplained.
It could be explained in a few years by quantum physics or anything else, but
as of right now,
who knows right now?
Exactly, like orbs used to be ghosts, years ago. Now it's dust
and ghost dust.
Yeah, it is. That's the funny thing about it is that a lot of people over the years, they find out new stuff that debunks, and they find out new stuff that creates new paranormal evidence. Like years ago, EMF meters were not there, so when they were not investigating with EMFs. But when we started investigating with EMFs, we started having evidence of stuff that we never looked for in the past. Now we got X cameras and stuff like that, which creates brand new hashtag evidence that years later, maybe 10 years down the road, they'll be debunked.
Yeah, exactly.
So I still think that the stuff that we catch, like EVPs, especially when you know that an EVP can be heard from miles away. Yeah.
So it's been fun, brother.
Oh, it's been a lot of fun, brother.
The little 15 minutes is already
done. I know.
We'll do a longer one soon.
Soon?
It's been too long. So
love you, brother.
Love you too, man.
All right. So what a cool place.